I'm Bernardette Stockwell, and I am the Director of Development for the Claflin Hill Symphony Orchestra. Tonight, I'm presenting a brief overview of how anybody can use GoFundMe in order to start their own campaign on behalf of Claflin Hill. We are in the middle of a fundraiser. We're always raising funds, but because of recent events, this initiative has become more important than probably ever before. And what I hope to do tonight is to give you some of the tools that will assist you in putting together your own fundraiser. So let's get started. I'm opening up my slideshow. That's good. It started right at the beginning on how to use GoFundMe. In order to learn about GoFundMe, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. What you have here is kind of the distillation of everything. On top of that, I created a GoFundMe for the Claflin Hill Symphony Orchestra, and then from there, also added my own private fundraiser that is in support of Claflin Hill. GoFundMe is not new. It is a place that people can do their own crowdsourcing. People who have an idea and cannot afford to finance it on their own take it to their friends, their family, friends of friends, and in that way we can spread all of the resources and make it easier for anybody to be able to raise the money for things like publishing a book or maybe starting a food truck or somebody that wants to record and release a CD. You put your idea out there and lots of people can log in. And because it is crowdfunding, not everybody has to invest a huge amount of money, but if you have 100 people investing $20, then that's far easier than two people investing $500 each, something like that. So when you go to GoFundMe, this is the first page that you'll see. Start a GoFundMe. And then from there, you can look to find and make sure that your GoFundMe is local. Put in your zip code. I put in the zip code for Milford, 01757, and what best describes why you're fundraising. And none of the other categories really fit for us, but we do put on events. Our concerts are events, so I chose events. And when you do this, you will also do the same thing. So then it says, let's begin your fundraising journey. And there's a few other things that you have to put in. And because I wanted to create my own private fundraiser in support of Claflin Hill, the option that I chose, and you will too, will be the bottom option of a charity. Funds are delivered to your chosen nonprofit for you. And then you can search by the name, location, or the EIN, which is Employer Identification Number. I'm pretty sure I just typed in Claflin Hill, and then it came up with this because we are a registered nonprofit. We're listed under Arts and Culture. I checked to make sure that we were the right source, Milford, Mass., and that is our EIN. The official name of Claflin Hill is the Claflin Hill Music Performance Foundation Incorporated, and we are known by Claflin Hill. So even though it is for the Claflin Hill Symphony Orchestra, the official nonprofit name is what is listed here. So check that. And then you have to decide how much you want to raise for your charity. And it says fundraisers like yours typically aim to raise $5,000 or more. We are hoping with this phase 2 of our fundraising to earn $50,000 because we know that we are reaching a lot of people. We know that that's possible. If I took on the responsibility of raising $2,500, I'm pretty sure that that would be something very doable for me by asking my friends to share it with their friends, and basically anybody who is interested and has a love of music. Music is everywhere. Music is the foundation of the human. Every culture has music, but I don't have to convince you. You wouldn't be watching this unless you also agreed with me. You can choose a different amount, 5,000, 2,500, 1,500, whatever. And that you are not limited by that amount. Many fundraisers that you'll see on GoFundMe have actually doubled or tripled the amount of money that they had hoped to raise. A good campaign can easily bring in double whatever its goal is. So from there, you're going to see these different pages. This says it is page 2 of 7. And then you're going to add a cover photo or video. I'm working on finalizing a video that will be added to our main page, and I will share that video with you too. I will make sure that it is available on the Google Drive, and also I'll send it out to our email list. For this, for my own, I chose this picture of the orchestra looking down from balcony 7. This is one of my own pictures, and I suggest if you have any pictures of attending a concert, that would be the thing to put here. It should be a personal connection. Anything that actually shows your connection with your nonprofit, I think, is more successful than, a standard stock picture. But if you don't have a picture, we will have a few for you to choose from. And here is a link to the Google Drive. And I think this will open up. Yes, that's awesome. On this Google Drive, I'm posting a lot of different collateral for you to use. Here I have a collage picture that I put together, and I have been using this in several places as part of this campaign. Down below, I have some other pictures, and I'll be adding to these as well. This is a picture from one of our chamber series. And if you want to use it, just click on those 3 dots, right click, and it says download. And I'm pretty sure it's going to download. And then check your recents or wherever it files. If that's something I'm going to use right away, I'd put it in my desktop. Share the link to your GoFundMe. Help us keep the money playing. Support Claflin Hill Symphony Orchestra. Dear blank, I'm reaching out to you today to ask for your support in saving an incredible part of our community, the Claflin Hill Symphony Orchestra. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but just know that I have several template emails for you right there. The second one is another donation request, but it should include a personal story, support the Claflin Hill Symphony, a cause close to my heart. The more specific, the more heartfelt your pleas and your asks can be, the better, the more successful that people will go ahead and donate their money, the more heartfelt, the more personal. So please feel free to share any personal story. And I have some prompts to get you started with that too. After somebody has made a donation, you absolutely want to thank them as soon as possible. We got our first donation yesterday. I got a notification about that, and I sent an email probably within the hour thanking our first donor. Describe a memorable experience with the orchestra. Think back to a specific performance, concert, or event that stood out to you. What made that experience special, and how did it impact you? Not too much more to talk about at this point. That link will be embedded in the PowerPoint, and I will be sharing that. But when I do post this as a video, I'll make sure that in my description below the video, I have the active links for people to go to our Google Drive. So then step 4 of the 7 is tell donors your story. This is probably the most important part of your fundraising campaign. You need at least 50 words. It won't let you post it until you get that far. It also has some AI features enhanced. Please feel free to use AI because there is nothing wrong with it when you're trying to come up with ideas. It's a really great time saver. So if you are wondering what's the best way to craft the story, go to ChatGPT, put in some of your bullet points, tell it that you want it to create a story to share on your GoFundMe account, and it will do the work for you. And then you can come back here and insert that. And here I have the beginning of a story that I had posted. For 25 years. Claflin Hill has been the heartbeat of Milford's cultural scene, bringing world-class music and arts to our community. But now, as we face a challenging crossroad, we need your help to ensure this vital organization continues to thrive for generations to come. It's important when you are sharing your story that you make sure that you explain the urgency. It's not your once upon a time where you might tend to ramble on a bit. You need to get right to the urgency of the situation. All too often, people just won't keep reading unless they find something that's going to make them stand up and take notice. And then 5 of 7, it will suggest some titles for you. That's part of the embedded AI. So some of the titles are based on the story that you tell. And then you're going to review your fundraiser, the image, the title, your goal, and you will finally confirm it. Make sure that you see our name up at the top. The funds are paid out through PayPal. We are a registered PayPal giving fund charity, which means that we will get our funds much more quickly than the traditional methods that GoFundMe uses. And your fundraiser is ready to share. And once you have everything put in place, you can copy the link, you can share it to Facebook, LinkedIn, generate a QR, but you certainly don't have to use some of these. If you are not using social media, then just leave that alone. Up at the top, it says copy the link. Copy the link, compose an email, send that email out to your close friends, and wait to see what happens. You can also share this in person. I think at some point you have the chance to create a shortened URL so it's more memorable, easier to remember and to share. And then you can even talking with your friends at lunch or over dinner, just tell them what that link is and watch them as they log on and make a donation. And then there are other things that you can do, building a team, exploring team fundraising, which is kind of what we're doing here, expanding your team, and different ways that you can boost your fundraiser. Once you have this in place, you will receive several emails from GoFundMe. Please don't be dismayed by that. They are all super, super helpful. The first one is probably just checking in, make sure that you start sharing your fundraiser sooner rather than later. There are statistics about how quickly you turn this around, how that impacts the success of the campaign. I have here some videos that I have included. This is an interview video that was recorded by Milford TV. And just watching this, you're going to hear some stories from some of our top donors, our musicians,
organization.
all
for
of
the
that
community.
you can
I would
incorporate
say
into your
this
own
orchestra
verbiage.
rented us as music
So that's a fabulous
for
little
us as musicians.
bonus.
It's an anchor. It brings together not only the Milford community, but the surrounding communities and connects it with the musicians and the arts and the culture.
And I hope you're able
around
to
the
see
area
this. Maybe
in a
you are.
way that's unique.
I don't know.
Paul started this himself. He is an
Okay, and then this, no, move on to the next one. This was part of the Milford Informer. This is a longer video, but the beginning of it is Paul talking about
the anniversaries.
our 25th
2 concerts
anniversary.
down, as everyone enjoyed the premiere of the 25th anniversary concert back in November, the holiday pops over the holiday season, and now Claflin is back here in 2025 that the audience gets to see. But there's clearly an infrastructure behind the scenes that is imperative to keeping the performances going year after year. Can you talk a little bit about what it takes behind the scenes to build an orchestra and to maintain an orchestra the level of Claflin Hill over the course of 25 years and now into the future?
Yeah, good question, because it actually goes to, you know, if there is a future, how do we move from our present corporate structure, if you want to call it that?
And that really is the essence of why we're here tonight. Because Claflin Hill has relied on corporate support in the past, and recently that hasn't been as effective. We're looking to you, our donors, our fans, people on our email list. It's time to get started. And this simple process of setting up your own GoFundMe can be quick, easy, fun. So that's what I am hoping. So thank you for your help. If you have any questions, please call the office 508-478-5924 or email me, Bernardette B. Stockwell at claflinhill.org. Okay, any other questions, comments? Put them in the Q&A. Otherwise, I think we're done. I wanted to keep this to about 20 minutes. I'm going to edit out some of the bloops. But thank you so much, and we will see you at a concert soon.